Hey there, guys. This is WDYT. I'm gonna do kind of a rough playthrough of this game, and what I mean by that is I'm just gonna do what I feel like doing. This is the PC version. It's completely clean. That means when I hit new game here, it's gonna just start. You don't get to pick difficulty. It defaults to normal. You can unlock easy by dying 3 times, or you can get hard by beating normal. So I'm just gonna get all the secret missions and Blue Orb Fragments and stuff, and just talk about stuff as I go. This first room here, it's kind of like an intermission section. Like, any damage you take and any time you waste doesn't count against you because you're not being graded right now. You might be familiar with that concept in games like Wonderful 101 or Bayonetta or something. You can just run around and explore at your leisure. There's not that many of them, but I'll point them out, and they'll have stuff like this hidden here, so don't just run through them. The actual mission is going to start when I walk in this hole. Getting in this castle is kind of weird. So in this first room I'm about to be in, you need to get 40 red orbs to open this red door. There's a bunch of different ways to get it, but we're going to get it off of the spear that a horse statue's holding. You'll see that here in a second. There's another Blue Orb Fragment in here, so you can kind of use this as a guide for them, I guess. So when you hold the jump button and you stand on the right spot on certain areas, you'll just automatically jump up like that. It's pretty handy if you can't space it yourself. Also, I'm just going to I'm not trying to get good ranks or anything. I'm just going to run through the game, so I'm not really going to save. Hopefully I don't mess stuff up too much, but I'd lower your expectations if you're looking for any kind of like good run here. Let's just have it. I could technically come back and do this later, but I'm just gonna grab it now. And we're about to be in our first combat section in the game. You grab this key and these puppets come to life. They're pretty interesting. They vary. They have a lot of different attacks. I'm not really going to go over them because we're just going to try to like kill them relatively quickly here. Yeah, they're pretty simple. We're going to be on our merry way. That key opens this blue door back in the foyer, so... You actually do have a map you can pull up if you don't know where you're going. This is kind of like a rejected Resident Evil game, and I mean like the old ones. A couple more goodies up on this plane here. Another blue orb, last one of the mission, and there's a little cache of red orbs on the nose. Oops. So when I get down to this basement, I'm gonna do something I call slash canceling. Or I don't call it that, everyone calls it that. You just rotate the analog stick while locked on and this happens. The reason I do that is the second hit kind of hits pretty wide. It's good for crowd control. The damage is whatevs, but that's not the point. That's one type of projectile. Sometimes there's another guy with a shotgun here. Pretty dangerous. That wasn't a very good fight, but, you know, whatever, we didn't get hit. I'll go back to the plane room, and then you just gotta clear everybody out, and you'll be out of here. He can block sometimes because he's better. He's not that much better though. Some of them can throw the little swords at you, some of them shoot you with a shotgun. Either way, they're not really a big deal. That's mission 1. Next, you can power up before missions, but I don't really have anything worth powering up, so we're just gonna mosey on out of here. If you're not locked in a room by that weird hand grabby door thing, you don't have to fight. I don't really want to fight them with this stuff anyway, because there's a better sword over here. And this is an old game, so that means we can skip cutscenes. Neat. And now that we have our first new sword, we're gonna get our first new gun. And the real reason you come in here is to get this key. Neat. Now we head out to this courtyard here. When you get out here, there's a bunch of enemies. If you kill them all, there will be no enemies in the following room, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna grab these red orbs and get out of here. Sword does a little more damage and it's a little faster, so essentially it's better in every way. And it can double trigger. Always handy dandy. We're about to be exposed to our first enemy that has what we call a critical hit. It's something deliberate or specific you can do to an enemy to kill them faster. A lot of enemies outright get one-shotted by it. This one will also die in one hit. In addition to that, you get a little bit of red orbs in advance before its real red orbs come out, so you can make a little more money than normal. Let's get that. Oops. Got him with it. See if the little red orbs came out before the real ones did. Ouch. He's kind of mangling me here. It's not a big deal. Mission's going to be over shortly anyway. The reason I point that out is we're about to be on our first secret mission. There's 12 of them in the game, and you can pretty much think of them as advanced combat tutorials. They'll force you to use mechanics you might have ignored otherwise throughout your playthroughs. They're pretty bad on that mission. It's fine though. Now, you might have more money than me, you might have less, but regardless how much you have, you need to come in here and buy Stinger real quick, level 1. It enables you to jump a lot farther than normal. And I would grab, you know, an extra purple orb. You don't have enough money to do that, whatever. I usually have a little more than what I have right now, but it's fine. At the front of the room, there's that thing you need, but if you just examine the store, it'll blow it up and you don't have to. And you begin the long trek across the bridge. If you had done a special bonus on the first 2 missions, which requires no damage plus the S rank requirements, red orbs, time, whatever, you'd probably be able to afford Stinger level 2 by now, which is a lot faster than this jog. When we get halfway back across the bridge, you'll get hit by some lightning for no reason. And it blows the whole bridge up. It's okay. You don't even land in water, you land in this weird abyss. Some little Sargasters are going to come down. They also have a critical hit like those scissors guy did. Point blank shotgun. Oops. Not a very clean playthrough so far, but it's cool. Up we go. You head back in this door and we'll have our first boss fight. He also has a critical hit, even though he's a boss. It won't kill him, but if you're devil triggered when you land it, it will take 30% of his HP on this difficulty. Means you could kill him in 4 hits potentially if you don't mess it up like I'm probably going to. Like that. Oh, got one. Come here, you. That was bad. There's a lot of pillars in this room to protect you from his fire blast, but... Ouch. So, that is where we need to go, but don't go there. Go back out of the bridge. There are actually 3 Blue Orb Fragments in this mission. You're probably wondering where that secret mission I just told you about is. We're about to head to it. First Stinger to get to this platform. Stinger will just make you jump here. See? Head back across the bridge. This weird little thing we examined a second ago. And don't pick up those red orbs. I should have said this earlier. They will become big red orbs in Mission 16. No reason to waste your time picking them up now. I just do this to run faster here. You don't need a double trigger if you don't want to. Don't worry if you don't kill it with the critical hit your first try. As long as you land the critical hit before it dies, you'll still get the Blue Orb Fragment. I messed that up. We'll see if I get it. See, I got it. And the side of the bridge you fall down on determines which side you get put back on. If you failed that platforming section, you would be on the other side of the bridge from where I'm at right now. But for time-saving purposes, I fell down over there, so I could just be back here. Pretty sloppy overall. Probably shouldn't have got hit by the spider. This next mission has 3 secret missions in it. I'm too broke. Doesn't matter. You're going to be kind of in for a rude awakening with a secret mission 4. So to kick this mission off, that spider's back right now, pretty much. You don't have to fight it though. You see this door I'm next to? I'm just going to head in there. If you wanted to get a better grade on this mission, you should fight him for the orbs, though. Another enemy, another critical hit. The enemy design in this game is, like, on par with, like, boss fights in other games. For this guy, charge your handguns and wait for a little spear stabby. Not that. I'll point it out when it happens. You're waiting for this. Hop up. He's dead. You see how he's flashing red? He's mad, and he's going to try to hurt you, but he's going to explode in a little bit, so you just wait. My priorities were a little bit skewed here. You didn't need to come here first, necessarily, unless you wanted to, but... Basically, we're going to go back to where we fought that big spider at. And there's going to be a bunch of little spiders. With your handguns, walk and shoot. The bullets kill them, and stepping on them kills them. When you get about 50, walk over here. Continue. When you get about 75, go to the front of the room. And continue until you get 100. And your orb will be right in front of the door back to the hallway. We're gonna head back down the hall. I'm saving my double trigger so I'm not running, so just hang on to that. Go in this little door here. It's round 2 of spiders. Don't shoot these ones. You have to kill them only running on them, but you can double trigger to speed this up. And these are technically enemies, so feel free to taunt them with R2, or right trigger, whatever. Get your double trigger back up. You're gonna need it for this next mission. Well, maybe. I might not use it, we'll find out. This is why this is sadistic. You're gonna go back down here. Remember that shadow thingy we just fought? You have to fight 3 of them at the same time. And you only get 1 try, that you only have 1 chance warning. Deadly serious. You mess this up, you gotta restart the whole mission. One. Don't be greedy, just wait for him to blow up. That was bad. They do a lot of damage, as you may or may not know already, so... That was bad. Let's see that spike again. Please? Come on. That was lame. If all else fails, gunfire is a normal weakness, so don't be scared to do that. Ouch. 2 stingers when he gets like this. We're down to our last fellow. It's a lot easier to do this one-on-one, so... And we're finally out of here. I just remembered this, so feel free to grab it a little bit earlier than me. This is why you shouldn't put them off. One more little fragment. Back in the hallway. And back in this little spider room. Table. Now we can go to the second half of the mission. Yeah, this is a long one, especially if you do those 3 secret missions. I'm gonna drag out the length of this one. You can fight them if you want. You probably need to, actually, if you want the red orb requirement for S rank. So head up these stairs. Yeah, where to go is kind of cryptic sometimes. There is a sword above this door on this ledge. No, you can't use it as a weapon. It's basically just a stupid key. You're going to stab it into the statue here. So you can get that mud ball, whatever that is. Free money on the bed. So when you get outside these doors, don't jump down just yet. There's one more fragment up here first. It's on this tower, and the jump is kind of tricky, so we'll see how long it takes me to get it. Very picky about this angle. We're actually about to fight a boss fight as soon as I get this. He's got a lot of tells, but do you remember that slash canceling thing we talked about? When he's open, and I don't know how to tell you when he's open, it's after like a 4-hit combo or after he throws a fireball. If you're just normal, slash cancel every 2 hits. If you're devil triggered, slash cancel every 4. If you have air hike, getting up there is a lot easier. He's not facing me, so I'll just do this. He doesn't have very much health, so if you get one opening, you'll probably skip to like different phases of the fight. So you will also do a long jump like you stingered. If you go to a long gap like this, just jump normally and you'll get across. It's not a big deal. And he's pretty hard on Dante Mustai mode. He's just nothing on normal. Moving on. This mission's hilarious. It's actually going to start with another one of those shadow things. It's pretty short though. Once we kill him, we're basically done. Just wait for your spike. And we're done. He's almost done throwing his little tantrum there. Now I think he gave about 70 bucks. I'm not sure exactly what the numbers are. I think you might need 100 red orbs for the true S rank on this. But if you're like me and you don't care, just run back out into this big stairwell and just fall to the bottom. It doesn't matter. Blue door, mission's done. Oh, looks like I got enough orbs for no reason. I don't know how I got 300. You get like 70 for that normally. But we'll take it. As soon as you can afford it, it's 4,000 bucks. Go buy air hike. It's your double jump. It's really helpful. And if you buy air raid, that's pretty much every move I'm going to use for this playthrough. I guess I'll just buy a purple orb because whenever you're not buying a move I think is useful, come buy a purple orb. And another little obscure orb fragment. These are for like exploration and, you know, fighting, and it looks like they're kind of random, but they really are in typically distinct areas. If you see a room that looks like the designers made, it's not because it's a modern game that's getting detailed. It's out of place for a reason. Grabbing this key out of this pipe is going to spawn some horrible bugs. Not a whole lot I can say here. Just do whatever you want. Just get out of here. This is working pretty well for me. Okay. If you've played Resident Evil 4, you might think these sewers look kind of familiar. They do to me. So when you get back out into this big sewer hallway, just ignore all the bugs. There's no point. Just go. Oh, maybe. We'll see if I get hit or not. we're about to encounter our first mini-boss. It's like the Scissor and Scythe Ghost, but he's really big. You basically just hang out in one spot and air hike, Helmbreaker him, like that. He got mad though, so he's throwing a temper tantrum. He'll do 3, so I got unlucky by getting hit there. Oh, he's doing it again. How awesome. He's giving me the business right now, isn't he? If I get killed by this guy, I swear. Okay. Jesus. Pretty bad end of that mission. This next mission has a secret mission. I'm not going to risk it. I'll point it out when I run past it, but I'm really just going to run past it. I'll do it in Mission 8 during the next intermission. And if you didn't think these sewers were hostile yet, your health bar drains this whole mission, and this big guy is back for revenge or something. That was bad. You can kill him for red orbs if you're cute. That blue door with the bugs, that's where it is. After you kill all of them, the exit opens and you can dip. There'll be a couple of bugs out here, so proceed with caution. Your Stinger's pretty good for turning this on, so no need to combo it anymore. Come shove your thing that's killing you into where the sun is. And you're good. Now let's go see how bad we can do on that secret mission real quick. There's actually a weird glitch for the special bonus. If you had been special bonusing until this point, you can actually just not have to do this secret mission and still get the secret, or the special bonus for doing it. So right now we're just doing it for completion's sake. It's as good a reason as any. The mission sucks. They have to kill each other with their own attacks. You can't participate, so don't attack them. Just try to stay between them if you can. That projectile attack is definitely your best bet for this. But it takes a lot of them, so... That was okay. Your mileage is definitely going to vary. I don't know if it's going to go that relatively smoothly for you. And if you did it last mission, hats off to you. we don't get anything special for doing that mission besides the Blue Orb because, like I said, that was the intermission, so... Hard to believe, right? We're not on a mission right now. We're not being timed. None of this matters. Now the mission starts. Yeah, whatever. Lava Spider's back for the final time. His name's Phantom, if you care. This fight's cool because the arena's a lot more open, but if you make him fall through the stained glass or jump on it 6 times, then the fight will instantly end if you want. Or you can just do whatever you want, it doesn't matter. Get to this ledge, Stinger here. Get a little bit of red orbs for this part. Maybe you can land on it and be a little bit cooler than that, maybe not. Down this hole you go. Smack. And at the back of this room is a really, really unfair gun. It's called a grenade gun. You can cancel the recoil from shooting it by jumping or rolling, and it makes really short work of most of the enemies in the game. It's not quite a cure-all, but it's pretty good. See, I told you to be back here. I just felt like grabbing the Blue Orb because I don't feel like doing it then. Book it downstairs. Don't waste any time. You might think I'm rushing. You kind of need to move that quickly, to be honest. You need to get into this gate here. And don't forget the last, it's on the side. Fragment. I'm probably never making new orb requirement if we're being real. Right to be in our next enemy type. It's called a blade. It looks more like a lizard to me, or a reptile, whatever. Oh, almost. Wow, that's really bad. Maybe you can be better than me. I strongly encourage you to be better than me. There we go. Devil Star back here. That'll refill all your Devil Trigger when you use it. You also start with a Vital Star. That'll refill all your health. I don't know exactly how it works. I'm not a big item user. I know that in some cases, if you're holding an item, you cannot go buy a duplicate of it. You have to either find another version of the item in the world or use the one you have first. That was a critical hit on him. See the excess of blood? You have to knock them on their stomach and then Helmbreaker them. See, I'm knocking these guys on their back, so it's not landing. Grenade gun does a lot of damage, though, so don't stress about it too much. I guess for completion's sake, you can run over here and grab this yellow orb. I don't really care about these, I'm just showing it. On the far side of this yard is another Blue Orb Fragment. So I mentioned the pause combos earlier. You actually have a short and a long one with this sword. The short one has a 2 like upward swings on it, and the long one is that, so short, long. A lot of stabs are like the little short up ones. As you may have found out, I don't know if you're playing like me, mash triangle, 3-hit combo. Short pause, 5-hit combo. Long pause, bunch of stabs. They all have their merits, but I just do things how I like. Oh. Another one. And another one of these. I'm trying to be cute. Let's see if I can. Nope. There's a little platforming segment we're going to do real quick. I'm not practiced. I mean, even at this moment, I wouldn't even say I'm not rusty. I know there's a way to be really cute about this, but we'll probably just do it for realsies for this time. The camera will show you mercy, so wait for it to go ahead and recenter. Don't rush this. And feel free to run to the edge of the platform to line the jump up. You cannot fall off. You have to jump off, so. Here we're going to get Ifrit. It's a set of matching gloves and greaves. Lets you punch and kick stuff. And you'll be introduced to Griffin. You can fight him if you want, or you can light this torch and get out of here. Clicking R3 will switch back to the old weapon if you don't feel like using it. It's really good though, and we're going to use it a lot later. There we go. That's a holy water. It does a big area of effect attack and kills things. It's cool. Trying to leave will spawn a bunch of puppets. Grenade gun kind of annihilates them, so I would suggest spamming it, because there's nothing they can do about it. That's a super puppet. He's dead, never mind. He is really good, though. Ooh. Honestly, a lot of puppets spawn, so this is probably the most, like, time-efficient thing to do here. I guess I'll talk about the style system since, whatever. You notice how you get a letter grade when you hit things? It's not just for funsies, honestly. It's a red orb multiplier. The higher the letter grade, the more money you get when you kill something, so that's your real incentive for raising it. Another one of those red orb doors, you can just pay to leave. But those super puppets drop a lot of money. So if you want more money, by all means, that's the way to get it. This next mission will be, for anyone, it'll be familiar to you if you've played Zelda maybe. It's like a Lost Woods type setup. I guess it's a little bit like that Light Shadow Lost Woods puzzle from Devil May Cry 4, where you gotta go the right way or you start over. The way it works here is there's a little ball of light. You have to follow it, but it can actually be absorbed by enemies. You can tell he's a super puppet because it takes 3 shots instead of 1. I haven't confirmed because I just kill things sometimes for no reason. But the route is probably random if I had to guess. You didn't notice here because the camera was kind of all over the place, but he's pretty polite. He will wait up for you when he gets to the gate. So as long as, I mean, for a second anyway, he's eventually going to get tired of you and leave. Oops. I shot him and he still didn't go. Not that it matters, the light guy here. Kill him if you want. We're gonna be exposed to those terrible spiders I had to make kill each other earlier on the sewer. They're not good at dealing with air raid, so. When you kill one, because it's a mini-boss, all mini-boss kills automatically refill your double trigger. That's a good way to distinguish them from one another. Or them from regular enemies. I mean, that and they're health full, I guess. Grab this if you want. I'm gonna grab that for money. Any green orbs you pick up while you have full health are just money, so may as well. This next mission is actually going to start with another Death Scythe mini-boss. You don't have to kill it, I'm going to though. If he ever does that. Come on, Philip. Now that that's been handled, we're actually going to go back out where those spiders were, because there's a secret mission, of course. It's pretty easy, just... It's like the level 1 version of enemy stepping training. You can jump off enemies by pressing jump on them, so... Jump up there and get that orb real quick. Fall in this hole. There's a lot of blades in here. We're gonna kill them all, but not just yet. Oops. This is what you're actually here for. This is all you need to finish the level right now. It's this blue brain thing. But fall back down. Kill him. They take a little bit to die, so make sure you get your money before you leave. And you get a Blue Orb Fragment for killing them all. That's why we did it. Of course. They did this just like me. We're gonna go in this little hole here. There's one more item here. I'll grab it just to be relatively thorough, I guess. It's not on the side, I just stingered because I'm being impatient. And we're ready to get on with our lives. Put your brain in this brain holder. And Nilo Angelo will challenge you to a rematch. This is a good time to counter after that, because he always taunts. Oop, I messed up the input. I was really greedy just then. that was really bad play. On normal, you can get away with just smashing buttons and Devil Trigger on him. It's slower, but you can do it. On Dante Must Die, his ability to block and parry goes up a lot, so he will punish you for that. Honestly, he'll probably just kill you in like one hit. Moving on. Then we'll go buy some abilities real quick. Buy both meteors. Buy Rolling Blaze. That's all I really care about for this playthrough. From this point on, I would suggest just buying Purple Orbs. We're not going to use that stuff this mission. I'm just grabbing it now, because whatever. Another one of these out here. Feel free to use it to get money. So if you're curious about how this payout works, more times you hit it, more money it drops. That's really it. Swimming. It's kind of weird. Press jump to swim forward. If you hold left and press the melee attack, you'll turn really fast versus that slow in place turn. And if you hold R1, you can strafe. The reason you would strafe is this gun that you can shoot underwater. We'll worry about that later. At the other end of this boat is our fragment, of course. Climb up to the top of one of these. And stinger where this ladder is. Just like that. Now we're gonna fight another Death Scythe. My favorite mini-boss. We're also actually gonna fight Griffin again right after that, so... Griffith? Something? That big guy I ignored earlier? We'll take our free Devil Trigger, thank you, sir. So he's gonna hit you with his orange lightning bird at the start of the fight. Shoot at it. If you mash square pretty quick, you'll get rid of it. That's it. Oh, I jumped at a bad time, so I got hit again. If you're on the ground when it hits you, it doesn't do any damage, it just knocks you up in the air. Wow, it's messing me up. Sometimes it does. There we go. I'll see how close we get to killing him just from doing this, actually. I need him to land right here, ideally. Come on, fella. Please. Please cooperate. You're being really awful today, man. That's it. Hop up here if you can. Not like me. There we go. You have to be high enough for that lightning stuff to not hit you. Pretty bad fight overall, but we'll take it. Whatever. Moving on. This next mission's really short, but it does have one Blue Orb Fragment. Take this thingy. Ship floods with water, and now we gotta escape. Don't worry about time necessarily for like survival purposes. Dante can breathe underwater, it doesn't matter. See me strafing? There we go. I'll take that dough. Head down here first. This isn't the right way, but it has the fragment, and that's what's important. Oops. So when you get out here, there's going to be more of those stupid blade guys, but you can just swim straight past them. See? They don't even matter. You're just out of here. That might be the one where you need 100 red orbs. We're in another intermission. Go back in the boat. We're actually going to backtrack all the way to the captain's room. The hard part is finding this little hole and then just examine the captain. Pretty obscure. It's pretty easy, just fight 8 of those stupid guys. I don't really have too much, like, advice for this, just, try not to get hit, I guess. The most useless possible advice. It may seem like it takes a lot of shots, it really doesn't. It's just if you're missing, it'll take a little bit. They don't have that much health, and they can't take that much punishment from this. Real talk. This is pretty good for teaching you like advanced movement with underwater combat, I guess, if you care. Which you'll never use. And you're not even rewarded for being good at it because it's an intermission. That we're done with that. And there's another fragment, if you can believe it. It's not on this boat. Out of one body of water. And into this other one you go real quick. Always grenade gun. Always. I guess I should mention this now. I'm going to go ahead and get every gun this playthrough too, because why not? You can tell the red puppets are better because they take 2 shots. Let's actually start the mission. There's actually a reason I'm so focused on purple orbs, and while part of it is that I do in fact like being in Double Trigger, a lot of it has to do with how the final boss fight's going to go down when we get there. And we're well over halfway through the game at this point, so we'll be getting there shortly. Long hallway. It's about to seem even longer than that, actually. That was pretty ballsy. Try not to get hit during this part if you can. We'll be back here later, though. There is a secret mission. Get on top of this stinger. And it's not that great. It's just a yellow orb. You might like that more than me, but that's the real reason we came up. Is to unnecessarily stinger over here. And then once more to the waterfall. We only grabbed one thing I actually wanted. But I don't know what you want. I'm doing this for you. Not just for me. Pretty sure there's gonna be some garbage out here. We really want the fragment. And there's another one of those red orb statues. I don't care. I'm just gonna leave. If you feel like it, go ahead. There's some cash around here somewhere. There it is, just a little bit. And that's the mission. But we gotta backtrack to that elevator for a secret mission. Back in you go. And we know my preferred tactic for that, so... This canyon is more or less hostile depending on your opinion. Oh, sometimes with blades out here, there's shadows right now, but if you want to fight them for practice, go ahead. Or for money. I don't care. I'm just gonna fight the ones I have to. This is a normal anyway, there's no glory. This is for beginners. If you want props, put it on Dante Must Die. Let's get cracking. Yes, they always spawn precision to hit you, so be ready to dodge at all times. Spike, please. Nope. Spike. Thank you. That's one. Oh, that's bad. I got grabbed. It's gonna hurt, so... If you've been following this guide, hopefully you can hack it. Done. Air hike sure is useful for this garbage. And there's one more. Spike, please. So that critical hit is only possible on normal. On any difficulty above this, you'd have to fight them for real. Sorry that I fought none of them for real. Haven't really given out a strategy for that. This is another long mission, especially if you're trying to get everything, because we're going to go get the last gun in the game, so there's 3 more fragments to pick up. And then we're going to do a boss fight. And you'll see why I bought those Ifrit moves earlier. Just to refresh on those Ifrit moves while I'm backtracking here. You wanted Meteor level 1 and 2. And that's what you need for this fight. You don't need to have bought the other one. Although I will explain what that is later. As always, feel free to fight. You don't have to run past everything. I'm just going to be as lazy as I'm allowed to be. What's even out here? Are they spiders? Big spiders? I guess I could kill them. Why not? They're easy. There's nothing wrong with free money. It doesn't matter which one of these doors you go in first, but the first one you enter will have some luminite. This game's version of a flashlight. And when I say it doesn't matter which door you enter, that's going to be apparent in a little bit, but there was a door opposite this on the hallway that you could have gone in instead. Oops, that was bad. What I was just doing was attacked it to get it to, like, S rank, if you wanted. Okay, in this little secret room here, because there's goodies. There was a very tiny jar with a really big red orb in it. Here's the real door. Once you get rid of those 3, just make your way up this hallway and try not to get out of those spikes if you can. Falling in that purple stuff's not really a big deal. It will hurt you, but not that much, so don't worry about it. If you need help waiting, you can hold R1 to walk. And then you can just wait out the spikes if you need to wait. Again, if you want some money, by all means. This is the signal that you're good to go on the boss fight, but we're going to go ahead and get the another fragment and the last gun real quick. There's only 2 down here. There's not actually a Blue Orb back here, it's just that, but you know, why not? The real Blue Orb is hidden much more obscurely. Yes, more bad platforming. Go ahead and fall down on purpose. Good. So what you're going to do is air hike towards that ledge there, and then the fragment drops. This will save you from having to lower these platforms again, because as soon as you grab the gun, they go back up. I'm not going to toy with the gun, it's for funsies. If you want to use it, go right ahead. It takes double trigger to shoot at those, so, you know. Exercise at your own discretion. Now I'm going to go fight the boss fight. When you get in there, sometimes people get jumpy. Don't run ahead of me, because you can actually really quickly disable your ability to get this. You can take a beeline. Just make sure you run around the outside of the arena to this little swirling vortex here. It's actually an elevator. Hop up on top of this bridge. You can see the health behind that fountain, I hope. Get it if you need it. That's why we're up here. And it's it for time. This is why we bought Meteor. Throw it at him. It's R1 back triangle. The damage is obscene. I was too slow and didn't get the critical. When you do enough damage to him, one of his wings will break off and he'll come down and play with you. Like that. If you're good at roll canceling, you can just dodge the lightning like that. Or if you're bad like me, you just get hit by all of it. You know what ifs. Pretty bad fight, but it's over. And we just grab this to end the mission. So you're about to see something interesting. One of the only naturally occurring whole blue orbs in the game is right over here. You can just pick it up. It's craziness. This is where the game starts going ham with its atmosphere. Yeah, just grab it. And just like that, free health upgrade. Straight up. Now, of course, we have a secret mission. Go straight back in. It's round 2 of that enemy step business back in the canyon mission. They're gonna hop up these guys like a staircase. Don't worry, they don't move and they don't attack. Easy peasy. You can shoot them if you want. If you've got some kind of bloodlust, but you don't have to. That doesn't do anything. On Dante must die, they move around and attack, so you have to actually know how to do this stuff. You can't just bank on them sitting still for you. Ooh, that thing tracks pretty good, actually. Now we're heading back to the castle. Everything is going to be a little spooky kooky from now on. But I think it's fun. It reminds me of one of those little carnival haunted houses. This game is so cool to me. So as soon as we get back into the horse statue room, there's 2 brand new fragments to pick up. Come towards the door, you can't exit yet, and it's just sitting out. There's another fragment in here we'll grab in a sec. We're just going to go ahead and get this next fight over with. He's not very good. I know he's made of lightning, but he's still weak to it. Don't really know why. Nice little stinger. If you want. Jump towards his mask. I'm having bad luck. I'm just gonna kill you before you hurt me. Okay. Drop. There it is. Don't give up and leave. It is there. And there's some nice little pocket of red orbs here in these suits of armor, so... These ones too. Just break stuff. Just break everything you see. Ready for a boss fight? Switch to Ifrit. That other move, I hope you bought it by now, because I forgot to tell you earlier, was Rolling Blaze. I'll tell you when I'm about to use it or when I do use it. It's not yet though. Charged punches while double triggered really fuck this thing up. Plus Rolling Blaze also turns his wheels on. See? That's why I bought Rolling Blaze. I just parried that. Oh, listen. And we're done. We actually have another secret mission to do this, so why don't you mosey back on over to that plane room real quick. It spawns after you kill that thing. It's pretty savage actually. It's like, hey, if a boss fight ends, does that mean I'm just immediately in secret mission territory? It might. It just might. I choose you. I see that spike. That's one. Oh, I didn't even realize I critted him. It was so dark. I thought I messed it up. So when that's over, go through this blue door. Do not go through the red one. If you don't go through the doors in the correct order, it all gets mangled. Next one is in this little pocket back here. That's where we got our second Blue Orb Fragment. Let's see that spike. Let's see it. Oh, we fell down. It's alright, there's nothing wrong with having more room. Done. He'll probably just blow up really fast because you won't be able to path up here. And we're not done yet. We have one more. Yes, you fight 4 of this mission, not 3. Let's see that spike. You might think of this enemy a little bit like how people think of the Blitz from Devil May Cry 4. Not sure if you guys remember that one. He's the big lightning guy that you have to shoot with your guns before you can just, like, actually fight him. Like, your guns put the lightning out. This is really similar to that, actually. Cool beans. You have 2 more secret missions left. That was a really clean secret mission, actually. It's really clean. So we gotta head back to the bridge and go across it. And if you had behaved when we saw those red orbs back in mission 3, you're about to reap your reward for doing so. I don't really know how you're playing this. You might just be doing what I'm doing. You might just be goofing off. I don't know. We're going to try to be cool and not accidentally fall off the bridge here. We'll see how we do. A little sketchy, but we're fine. Grab, 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 grab. Put your little whatever. Right painting first. You don't need to be here yet for story reasons, but may as well grab a fragment, right? And is the best item in the game on this bed. It's called an Untouchable. It makes you invincible and gives you infinite Devil Trigger for 30 seconds. Very rare. You can only find 2 of them in the game. Cool beans, cool beans. I don't even see how many red orbs I have. Can I afford it? Yes. Head back out. This part's kind of weird, but bear with me. Air raid back across the bridge. And that does this. Another one of these guys, I would suggest killing it first. Please come back. There we go. And we get the free refill. all the way up here. Devil Trigger, Air Hike, Air Raid. This is the real reason we bought Air Raid. Just to do this. You can use his vortexes to platform up there if you want. That sounds really horrible to me, so I didn't. Time to prep for another new enemy type. It's called the Frost. If you've played Devil May Cry 4, you may have seen it before. It's like a blade, but icy. Devil May Cry 4 is really weird to me because it references this game pretty heavily. That's why I keep bringing it up. It's like I thought 3 deviated too much or something, even though most people prefer it. They're introduced the same way as always, and what I mean by that is they're right about to hit you. They're not necessarily weak to fire, it's just Ifrit does a lot of damage. Something to keep in mind. One. Yeah. Uncharacteristically generous. A big chump change. So we have a weird dragon shooting fireballs in this room. Just do whatever you want to hit it back, it doesn't matter. I think literally any sword swing except for a stinger hits it back, so just whatever you're comfortable with. The base sword swing is the fastest, so that might be the one you go with. It gives you more time to react. Now we go to the game's only puzzle. Grab this and turn it. It's really stupid. I guess I wanted some variety. I consider this a bad version of downtime. It spawns your next key to your next door. Before you mess with that, you come up to this bench and get your fragment. It may not fall like that, so just jump around in there until it does. There's a bunch of platforms in here that you're supposed to platform with across to the balcony, and they only show up when it's thundering, but you can just jump up here, you don't need to do that. It's up to you, whatever you want. And we're about done with this mission. We got a boss fight. It's our final fight with Nilo Angelo 3. Oh, he is Nilo Angelo 3. Just call him Nilo Angelo. I call him 3. That's how distinct he is to me. He's got brand new attacks. But besides that, you know, same strats as always. That's bad. Knock him down when he does this. That was a bad fight. You're about to see one of the only cutscenes I don't skip every playthrough. This one. I don't know if you guys like weapon scenes, like getting the Master Sword and stuff and like Zelda, but this is my favorite. You can turn into a spear, you can turn into a scythe. It does 4 times more damage than Alistair, even when it's double triggered. I consider it the best sword in the game. Visually, it's the best sword I've ever seen in any game. But we're gonna hang out with Alistair for the time being, because it's got air hike, and we don't need all that power yet. We're doing some baby stuff still. Got a couple more fragments as mission. These barrels are not just here to look pretty, they usually have stuff in them, so feel free to bust them up. This one in particular has a fragment. Of course it does. I never know what I can and can't shoot. I haven't experimented that much. But in this next room we're going to fight some more ghosts. The weak point is their masks, if you haven't noticed. It takes about 3 shots from here, so make sure it's close enough before you start shooting it to actually get all the hits in. That's kind of weird, right? There's a weird water wall here. You just like fall out of the water like that. It's kind of... What's slang now? Nito torpedo? Head up here, we got another fragment. Another really obscure one. When you get as high as you can on the staircase, you notice it's just dead end. At about right here, you can just hop over the ledge. It's kind of weird. 1, 2, 3. Try to follow my route here. I know it doesn't make much sense, but we're moving with purpose. And you do have a time limit, so try not to waste too much time. Just rewind if you need to see that again. Stinger left, because we need to go in here real quick. Of course. Of course that's there. Why wouldn't it be? Bust out Ifrit. We got a rematch with Nightmare. Oops, I got hit because of a sec. Ooh, that's really bad. That's hilarious. Don't do what I just did. Let's try that again. Wow, I'm doing spectacularly awful. Holy crap, he's giving me the business right now. Hopefully that went better for you than it did for me. Grab your little egg, elixir, whatever, we're out of here. Man, that was bad. It's like kind of a whopping. Onward and upward. We're heading back out to the bridge in case you're curious. Not there, though. That room is pretty worthless. It's just there to, like, punish you for going the wrong way, I guess. Now we're gonna go in that room because we're supposed to. Straight into this mirror, actually. And everything in here is kind of bizarre. Feel free to check it out if you're curious. What we're here for are the last 2 Blue Orb Fragments that you can actually get in the game. Oh yeah, I reversed this order. You know this one? Now head up here. See how much easier that is with air hike? If you've been keeping count, we were at 44 fragments. That's all of them. But we still have another secret mission left, don't we? And you don't have a maxed out health bar. That's because, excluding this next deal we're fixing to go pick up, you need to buy your Blue Orbs from the store, most of them. These guys take a little bit to die, and the explosions do hurt you, so don't run into them like a moron like me. Alright guys, we're just about at the finish line. This looks so much better than the PS3 HD collection. And it loads so much faster. This castle's so trippy. This is where a lot of people get lost. But you got me, so you're good. Go back to the big, grand hall where you fought this lava spider. One more time. For now. And hop on in. The geometric rippling effect is gone. It's kind of lame. Down we go. Time to literally enter hell. Let's see what we can power up with. Bought every blue orb fragment, or every purple orb, so I'll buy a blue one, whatever. This is the final battle of Nightmare. Another cool thing about rolling blades is you have to attack the doors to open them, but I can just jump through them. And you know the deal. Parried it. That's why I really bought rolling blades. And then Trish messes with you, kind of. It's pretty annoying, actually. And he shoots disco lasers that used to be awful. But we're good. I didn't get any orbs from the dudes out there, so I was lame. Are we ready? I'll buy some blue orbs, whatever. I don't think I'm going to buy them all before the end. You're not going to see that illustrious maxed out double health bar, but we'll do what we can. You have to examine this wall for the final secret mission. Seriously. Don't ask me how you're supposed to figure that out on your own. I couldn't tell. Just run through here. See one of these guys, you'll be trapped, so just kill him anyway. But it's the final blue orb in the game that you don't buy. Oh yeah, don't stand still too long in here or the floor will try to kill you for no reason. Round 2. This is a really long secret mission. It's more like a gauntlet than anything else. It's like its own kind of level. It's cool though, I dig it. I'm pretty sure I can just leave. Yeah, I could have just left. So we got a fire-breathing dinosaur skeleton. It's kind of weird. You have to fight it for realsies. You can't just mess around with it too much. Time to kill them. Ouch. I like this really weird Resident Evil version of hell. Time for some very light platforming. Yeah, it's a pretty involved secret mission, isn't it? Nope, I suck. I don't know if you can even do that without air raid. Just go the right way. Tell me what's wrong. And here's what we came here for. The real reward. Bang of the time. It just stops time if you turn it on, period. Takes double trigger to use though. Alright, nothing left but main content. Sorry I'm not talking too much, maybe it's just the nostalgia. I like this game way too much. Oop. May as well rolling blaze through this, right? Oh, get in. Put your hip in and hop. Man, we're not double triggered. It doesn't take a beating. Still not using Sparta because the devil triggered shots do like pretty good damage to them. See, he's dead already. And he was the big one. They have little masks on them if you want to target something specifically. It makes them a smaller version of themselves so they have less HP and stuff. But as you just saw, devil triggered shots make short work of them regardless. They will try to siphon your devil trigger if you're not using it. So make sure you're using it. Or just kill them really quickly so they can't take it. Oops, too early. You should know the drill by now. Oh yeah, don't fall down. Do not fall down, you will have a bad time. And what we really came here to do, this. You're to find out one neat little tidbit. Normally you can't do anything about it because it's a cutscene, but if you triggered the events necessary for those hands to go away, it doesn't matter if they physically have or not, you can just go in the door. Are we ready for the final real boss fight? Let's power up a smidge. Sorry, I couldn't afford them all. If you care about the story, then you do it. Oop, that was bad. Kami likes space area a lot if you can't tell. And I'm not very good at it if you can't tell. Ouch. And this is why I wanted all the double trigger upgrades in the game. Time for the real bit. Oh, I messed up. I wouldn't recommend doing that on any difficulty besides this one. And we're on to our last mission. The pay was really good for that, even though it was bad. The time limit's gonna seem strict, it's really not. It's fine. Did you notice how big this orb was? It sounds really awful because they want you to backtrack to the beginning of the game. It's not as far as you think. You might be thinking it's too little too late, but here's the other untouchable. That I know of anyways, there might be more than that, I'm not sure. Not too big an item usage. I would also, you know, be taking this more seriously if it was a harder difficulty. I wouldn't be doing it in a single segment anyway. In a single segment, S-rank special bonus when a Dante must die. That'd be something. That'd be something horrifying. That was an intermission. Neat. So you do have to fight everything in this hallway. Critical you. How nice. Give me my money. Ow. You jerk. Classic Resident Evil, right? Time limit escape. Oh, you don't think so? Playing room's the home stretch. Just do whatever you want here. Doesn't matter, just get his health down before you get to the back of the room. His attacks are horrible and he doesn't have much health, so just mash buttons pretty much. And once you get enough double trigger to go back into it, DT and shoot him. To go to the final space area set. I don't have this memorized yet. You don't really have to move much, I know that. just a little bit here and there. I messed up. Better men than me can use that part. And there we go. Pretty easy, right? Kind of a mediocre playthrough, I'd say. Whatever. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video, hope it had some good info, and good luck.